Hi, I'm Scott Humphrey, CEO of the World Floor Covering Association. Thank you for joining me for another Leadership Live. This week, I want to talk to you about the power of positive affirmation. Listen, we are surrounded by a world where negativity is the norm. Social media, TV media, wherever you look, you hear people telling you what's wrong about the world and often what's wrong about them. I just think about the power of a positive word and how it can impact somebody, maybe carry them across the line or move them to a better place in their life. And I thought I'd share with you very quickly a couple of stories from my life. The first one that I remember like it happened yesterday was when I was playing Little League as a kid. I wasn't a great athlete, but I wanted to be, and I was always very small for my age. And I remember one particular game where our third baseman was not at the game, and they needed someone to play third base. The problem was the team we were playing had this notorious hitter who hit the ball so hard and so long, often right at third base. And so I saw it as my opportunity, and I volunteered to play third base. During that game, I don't know why, I kind of played out of my head, but a line drive was hit right at me by that boy, the super strong hitter. And I caught the line drive, and I dove at every ball that came my way and gave all the effort I could, just because I wanted to prove what I could do, what was possible for me. I'll never forget at the end of the game, and I wish I had kept it to this day of my life, but the coach came up to me and he signed that baseball and he gave it to me and he said, "Son, I've rarely seen an effort like that." He said, "I had no idea what you were capable of." Those words spurred me on to become even better in baseball and other sports because he, like me, said that I can. And I believed that in my head, but often heard these negative voices coming at me because of my size and told myself I couldn't. But the one that really stands out is one I wrote about several years ago. It's an experience I had when I moved from Georgia to Tennessee in high school. I didn't know a lot of the kids. I'd been there about a year, and we had an English teacher, and Mrs. Douglas was her name, and she was tough. And she had this raspy voice, and I was just intimidated by her. Of course, I was a little bit shy and stayed back, and I didn't want to be noticed in the class. And I remember being in literature with her, and she had us read poems. And so I would go back and actually read them. She didn't realize it, but I actually wrote some poetry and some songs and stuff at that time. But I remember one particular class where she looked at me and she said, "Scott Humphrey, I want you to come up front. I want you to read this poem to us." I can remember it like it's yesterday. I might even get emotional telling you about this, but scared to death in front of all these people I wanted to impress, I got up and I read that poem. And she said, "Thank you." And I sat back down. And at the end of the class, when everybody left, she said, "Scott, would you stick around for a minute?" And she said, "Do you know why I had you read that poem?" And I said, "No, ma'am." I said, were you wanting to make me speak in front of the class? Did you want to embarrass me? And she said, "No." She said, "I had you read the poem because I knew you could." She said, "I look into your eyes and I see potential that you're not giving me." She said, "I know what's possible for you." That experience, that belief from the teacher that I thought was maybe the toughest teacher, when she said to me, "I believe in you," then I began to believe in me. She literally changed my life, and I'm so thankful for that experience. Those couple of examples of positive affirmation, I hope they influence you to do the same. As a leader, we should not always be looking for what's wrong, but we need to find ourselves looking for what's right. Go out there, say something positive, influence somebody. Don't be fake about it, be real. But when you see somebody doing something above and beyond, let them know that you saw it. It makes a difference. Now go out there and lead.